What's going on, guys? I'm the Bowtie Fragrance Guy. I cover fragrances on this channel primarily, but I also talk about some style and grooming as well. So if you're into that, make sure you hit subscribe and enable notifications by hitting that bell icon as well, so when a new video is uploaded on the channel, you'll get notified. Guys, on today's video, I want to be talking about a niche fragrance brand that I think is really great because when you look at it overall, it's great on pricing, and they have a variety of fragrances that I'm sure if you took the time to kind of go through their catalog, you will find something that you will gravitate towards. And I'm talking about the brand of Mancera. I did this video probably about 3 years ago, maybe 4 years ago now. I did my top 10. Well, now I'm gonna do my top 12. I do have quite a few fragrances from the brand, but right now we're just gonna keep it to the top 12. So I'm gonna run the intro, and when I come back, we're gonna get into it. My top 12 fragrances from the brand of Mancera. If you wanna see what's on the list, you know the routine. Keep it locked right here. Let's make it happen. Go time.
The Bowtie Fragrance Guy.
All right, guys, we're back. Thank you so much for keeping it locked in. Let's jump right into the list. I love Mancera because, again, they have a variety of fragrances. I don't know how many are in their catalog right now, but I'm sure it's over 60 to 70 fragrances overall. At least it's getting close to that. And again, I want to talk about my top 12. Now, another thing that I love about the brand is when you look at prices comparatively speaking to most other niche brands, I would say that Mancera is very affordable. 180 bucks is the full retail unless they've gone up over the last year or so. 180 bucks, which I think is definitely, you're gonna get some value there because most of them, at least the ones I've experienced, they perform pretty well. So there's some good value there. So anyway, let's get into it. So I wanna do a quick honorable mention, and I'm doing an honorable mention because I just got this one, and I'm talking about Vetiver Sensual. Vetiver Sensual, this is lemon, mint, of course vetiver's in it, and they have white musk. Mancera is known for using a clean white musk in a lot of their fragrances. Now guys, this fragrance right here was sent to me by Twisted Lily, and once a month I bring you guys a video and talk about Twisted Lily. I love utilizing Twisted Lily's website because not only can you buy full bottles, but you can get samples. And I will tell you something, another fragrance that I am sure the next time I do a Mancera video will be on the list is their newest coffee fragrance. I think it's called Amore Cafe, if I'm not mistaken. Dynamite. And I got a sample when they sent me this fragrance. I also got a sample of Amore Cafe. And immediately when I smelled it, I wanted to have it. It kind of reminds me of some of the good fragrances from Terry Mugler, the Amen line. Back in the day. It is absolutely phenomenal. So I'm sure I'll be adding that one to the collection soon. Yeah, guys, check out Twisted Lily. Again, full bottles, decants of fragrances is a good way to sample stuff and try it before you like it. Or even if you purchase a fragrance, make sure you include a couple samples in there as well to, you know, try out and discover new fragrances. But I have a code, I think it's Darian10. I'll make sure I link it down below for you to check out Twisted Lily. But guys, this fragrance is absolutely amazing. I wore this yesterday while I was sitting here watching my Boston Celtics come back and win Game 3. We'll talk about that another time. But I was wearing this fragrance and I kept getting, you know, wafts of it as I was sitting there, and the longer it stayed on my skin and started to develop, the more I love this fragrance. Again, next spring, this is definitely going to be in my top 10 spring fragrances on the niche side of things because I really like this fragrance when it starts to dry down. Again, when that clean white musk starts to really, you know what I mean, coincide with that vetiver. Just, again, something to really great for the nose to behold. So check this one out, guys. Again, Twisted Lily, check them out. A lot of fragrances over there, chance to sample them and find some stuff that you may like as well. But I'll make sure that I leave it down in the description. Next one. All right, guys, so coming in the 12th spot, this one is called Jardin Exclusif. Jardin Exclusif, what you get is peach, pear, jasmine, There's some sandalwood in here and musk. I think musk is probably in every fragrance from Mancera. They kind of have this signature musk in a lot of their fragrances. But I love this one, that fruity opening, that peach pear combination. Something that was always intriguing to me. Then when it dries down, it gets sweet and creamy. Absolutely love this stuff. Very versatile. You know, something you can kind of wear year round. It's not the hugest projector of the Mancera fragrances that I have, but it smells really, really great. So check this one out. This one I put in the 12th spot. Again, this is called Jardin Exclusif. All right, guys, in the 11th spot is this one right here, Aoud Blue Notes. Aoud Blue Notes. And what you get in this one, man, you get some mandarin, violet leaves. There's iris in here as well, and some gaiac wood on the dry down. Love the opening. Kind of reminds me a little bit of lemon lime, which is another fragrance from this brand that I really, really love because of that lemon opening. A little bit reminiscent of Aoud lemon mint as well. But you have that in the opening, but then you get that violet leaves. I've said this before, this is like to me, when it starts to dry down and the violet leaves come in here with the iris, it kind of starts to remind me of Burberry Touch. Kind of has though that same kind of violet leaf note in here. Gaiac wood on the dry down kind of gives a more, at least in this fragrance, slightly kind of smokiness, almost leathery kind of nuance. And again, really versatile, easy wear. This can definitely be a signature scent. I don't think enough people really talk about this one, but I really enjoy it. I think it came out around 2014-15. But anyway, check it out. It's my 11th favorite Mancera in my collection. This is Aoud Blue Notes. All right, guys, in the 10th spot for me, this is just an addictive scent profile. This one is called Silver Blue. Silver Blue. And what you get here is caramel amber, patchouli, and oak moss. Ooh, this is good, guys. There's something a little smoky and incensey almost it smells like in this one as well, but I love it. That sweetness in the opening from the caramel. Again, there's a slight smokiness to this one. It's a little bit sweet as well, so it kind of has everything in here that I really enjoy in a fragrance. And it's just a really, like I said, addictive smell. Smells absolutely fantastic. A lot of compliments on this one. Again, easy wear, could easily be a signature scent as well. So the 10th spot for me goes to this one. This is called Silver Blue. All right, guys, coming in the 9th spot, this one has been really moving up my list of my favorite Mancera fragrances for the last couple months. I haven't had it as long as some of the other ones, but the times I've worn it, I've really thoroughly enjoyed it. This one is called Amber Fever. Amber Fever. And what you get with this one, guys, really is whiskey, tonka bean, hazelnut, caramel, and of course amber. Listen, that hazelnut accord in here is to die for. Slightly booziness up top. Mancera isn't a brand for me that's really been known for their boozy fragrances, but this one is really, really good. And like I said, I love amber, so you really can't go wrong with it. It's a very unique take on amber because I don't have anything in my collection that resembles this one, and I have a lot of amber fragrances. So I'm really, really enjoying this one. The next time I do a top 15 Manceras or something like that, this will probably be higher up on the list because I'm really, really digging it. Check it out. The 9th spot goes to this one, Amber Fever. All right, guys, the 8th spot for me goes to one of the best citrus summer fragrances of all time, and this is called Sicily. This is called Sicily. What you get with this one, man, a melange of citrus notes, lemon, peach, apple, pineapple, cedar wood, and you get some musk as well on the dry down. Like I said, this is just, I call this a basket of fruits. That's exactly what this smells like. Like I said, with a little bit of woodiness from cedar wood and muskiness on the dry down that really summarizes this fragrance pretty well. But in the summertime, this thing shines. So 8th spot for me goes to this one right here. And this is called Sicily. Picture it, Sicily, 19. See, all my old heads know where that came from. It's a show back in the day. Leave it down in the comments. Right, and the 7th spot for me is this one right here, man, Instant Crush. Instant Crush. And what you get here is ginger, rose, sandalwood, and vanilla as some of the main notes. Some people said this smelled like baccarat. I never was really bought into that. I guess very, very faintly, I could kind of see where people were coming from with that, but I never really got there because this is really heavy on that vanilla on the dry down. And honestly, for me, That's why it's not as high on my list as it probably is for a lot of other people that have this fragrance. It smells good, it gets compliments and stuff like that, but I've told you guys, one thing I've discovered over the past, I would say past year and a half or so, is I'm not the hugest fan of a lot of fragrances that really feature vanilla. I'm not, I'm more of a Tonka bean sweetness kind of guy, but anyway, it smells good, it gets compliments and all that kind of stuff. It's a good fragrance, but for me personally, it's not as high as probably a lot of other people have it. So number 7 for me goes to this one right here, Instant Crush. All right, coming in the 6th spot, this one is Red Tobacco. Red Tobacco, what you get here is saffron, cinnamon, apple, patchouli, and of course, tobacco's in here. Yeah. I had this one, I used to have this one lower on my list, but I started wearing it more and got better acquainted with it and became more of a fan of it. To me, as I've said before, initially when I got it, it was a little bit loud for me. I ventured almost to say polarizing to an extent, but I won't go that far, but it was a little bit loud. I'll just say that, a little too synthetic for me initially, but again, the more I've worn it, you know, it gets better as it dries down. I do really enjoy this fragrance, and that's why it has moved up on my list. If you like tobacco, this is a great fragrance to have in your collection. People are definitely going to smell you because it performs like a monster. So, in the 6th spot, one of their most popular fragrances, this is Red Tobacco. All right, guys, in the 5th spot, this is a gentlemanly fragrance from the brand, almost in that fougere category. Really enjoy this stuff. This is called Lemon Lime. Lemon Lime, and what you get here, of course, a lemon, of course. You're gonna get lavender. You're gonna get some white musk as well, and that's really, you know, the main notes in it. Again, it kind of gives off fougere vibes. This is really good for dressing up. Out of all the fragrances I have on this list, this is probably the number 1 fragrance I would choose if you're gonna be wearing a suit and a tie. So I like it. Of course, I love those gentlemanly kind of fragrances. It definitely gives me those, like I said, fougere kind of vibes, and I really enjoy it. So the 5th spot is this one right here, Lemon Lime. All right, guys, I'm coming in the 4th spot. This is a very unique fragrance, one that I really love. I really love the note of lavender. Again, you find that in fougeres, and because I dress up so often, a lot of times I seem to gravitate towards those kind of fragrances. But anyway, the 4th spot for me goes to this one, Mancera Black Gold. Black Gold. And what you get here, guys, is lavender, cinnamon, nutmeg, leather, and patchouli. And that's what's so unique about this fragrance, man. That fresh lavender, but then immediately it is combining or being joined by those that cinnamon nutmeg spicy combination just creates a very unique accord. Definitely very gentlemanly as well. And of course, guys, like I just said, I really gravitate towards those fragrances that have those very gentlemanly kind of qualities to them. Absolutely love this stuff. Cinnamon, again, one of my favorite spices in the entire world. You got nutmeg, lavender, and again, that leather and patchouli really help to kind of drive home that whole masculine appeal that I talked about with this fragrance. I love this stuff, man, and that's why it's in the 4th spot. Check this one out, guys. This is called Black Gold. I'm coming in the 3rd spot. We're going with this one right here, Aoud Lemon Mint. And what you get here, of course, is mint, lemon, almond, black pepper, and musk. Again, very unique fragrance, man. That lemon opening is like, of course, lemon and mint, as the name indicates. You get a lot of that. But that almond in here is really unique. It gives a really unique quality to this fragrance because you get that in the opening with the lemon, the mint combination, and you get a lot of that black pepper as well. So when you get the black pepper and the almond in the opening of the fragrance, again, really creates a very unique accord to this fragrance. I thoroughly enjoy this stuff, and that's why it's in the 3rd spot. I love unique stuff, man, and I really like the combination of those notes, although seemingly for a lot of people may not really gel or meld well together, but they do in this fragrance. So it's in the 3rd spot for a reason. I enjoy this one, guys. Aoud Lemon Mint. All right, guys, in the number 2 spot, I cannot tell you how good this next fragrance is, but I'm gonna show you the bottle. This is called Tonka Cola. Oh man, this is so good. Of course, you got Tonka, meaning that Coca-Cola accord with that cherry and said, oh my gosh, this is good. I don't know how they achieved that Coca-Cola Accord, but it's here. Maybe that fizziness is coming from ginger. I don't remember if ginger's in here or not, but it definitely smells like, could be like a ginger in here with that kind of creates that fizziness to this fragrance. Again, the Tonka being one of my favorite notes, a lot of Tonka in here. This stuff is just, it's fantastic. It's dynamite. You have that cherry, so it's like a cherry Coca-Cola is honestly what it smells like. But man, this stuff is so good. What a creative fragrance. I don't have anything else in my collection that smells like this, and I always give great points for that. This in the number one was by a hair. Next time I do this, this may be number one because this is really dynamic. If you never smelled it, I highly recommend you guys check it out and get your nose on it. The number two spot for me is this one right here. A fantastic fragrance, Tonka Cola. And guys, I hate to be anticlimactic, but you know what number one is? Cedratboise. Cedratboise. This is lemon, blackcurrant, leather. Now you can put Cedratboise Intense. I will put them both in the number one spot together. So of course, the Intense is the flanker. You know, either one I could have used for the sake of this video, but I just didn't want to have both of them because it's almost essentially the same thing. But I love this stuff, guys. I think this fragrance really put them on the map. I think this came out early on in their tenure as a company, around 2011, if I'm not mistaken. It helped to put the brand on the map. Part of that was the fact it was following the release of Creed Aventus, which came out in 2010. So everyone compared this to Aventus. There are some slight similarities there. But again, I've always said the big differentiator in those two fragrances is that leather note in here. Is the leather. Where Creed goes with that smoky birch, this goes to leather. And those are two of the biggest differences in those fragrances. This is a lot more musky as well, but it's a dynamic fragrance. It really smells good. I have so much experience with this fragrance, a lot of memories with this fragrance as well. So I think those two things kind of help to put it slightly above Tonka Cola. But Tonka Cola is knocking on the door. But right now, this is still holding the number one spot for me, man. From the brand, this is Cedratboise. But that is it, guys. That is my time. What are some of your favorite fragrances from the brand of Mancera? I sincerely would love to hear from you guys down in the comments section. Now, as always, I sincerely appreciate your time and attention to these videos. I know you guys don't have to watch, but you do, and sincerely, I appreciate that. Now, don't forget to take out a few moments to like, comment, and subscribe. Guys, make sure you're sharing the videos out to some other folks out there that could use the information or find it entertaining. Because I'm the guy, the bow tie fragrance guy that is. I love looking good and smelling great. So until next time, keep looking good, guys. Keep smelling even better. Catch you flip side.